Hey everybody, welcome to or back to my channel, My Kind of Stuff, and today is day 2 of Bookmas. So I'm having a slight crisis in my own mind. It's really not the biggest deal in the world, but I just went through all the books that I have read in the last like 2-ish years and the number of series that I have started and have not yet finished. We're getting close to 90 of them. That- mm, I don't know how I feel about that. Some of them, odds are I may end up DNFing. Some of them I do really want to get to, but like I started out behind, so now I feel like I can never catch up because new books just keep coming out and it's just a vicious cycle. So let's just, I put together a series tracker. Let's just go take a look at it and like, let's talk about it, okay? All right. I've had to zoom in quite a bit just so that you guys can see it, but basically I have the series title here, the author, how many books are currently in the series. If it is checked off, that means I have read that book. If it's blank, it means I still need to get to the book. And then I just have like in progress, unfinished, completed, caught up, and ones that I have on my shelf, but I haven't started them yet. So I think that I really just need to have like a reality check here with myself on things that like right now I have them all marked as in progress with the exception of down towards the bottom here I have my not started ones and ones that I am actually caught up in, which is a very sad tiny amount compared to all of this that says in progress. So I think we need to go through, decide which ones we want to focus on, which ones we might want to give up for right now because they weren't like my favorites. If they're on my shelf though, like if I physically own them, even if they're not my favorites, I think I still want to prioritize them because that is also one of my goals for the new year is to read down that. But like Ice Planet Barbarians, I've read through book 7. That is not including like the novellas and things, which I have also been reading. Um, I love this series so much. I feel like at this point it's so hard to catch up, but like I want to. So I think I'm going to leave this one as an in progress series. It's one that I'll like pick up a book every couple months and read one just because they're like nice, easy, short filler books because they're not too long. Dark Olympus by Katie Roberts. I think this is slotted for a 10-book series. I could be wrong. She tends to make her series quite long, so there could be more. Her book that came out this year, I still have not read yet. And then she has another one, book 8, I think, comes out in 2025. So, like, I'm almost caught up. I could easily get caught up. It's just one book. So, I'm going to keep this one in progress. It's not been my favorite. Like, it's kind of been a roller coaster of emotions through these books, but I think that I've been enjoying them enough and I'm close enough to caught up that I can continue. Throne of Glass. 7 books. I have not really loved any of them, but I only have one book left to read. So like at this point, I feel like I might as well finish. Um, Legacy of Gods by Rena Kent. There's 6 books. I've read the first 3. I own the next 3. I absolutely love them. I don't know why I haven't picked it back up and continued. It's literally sitting right here next to me on my TBR cart. I just need to continue. Then we have the Hot and Hammered series by Tessa Bailey. There are 3 books. I've read 1. I didn't love it, but I own them, so they're staying on the list. Then we have the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. These are novellas. There are 5 of them. I've read the first 2. I have not read the last 3 yet. I've kind of just feel very meh towards it, but I do own the bind up of all 5. So, and they're short enough. Like, I feel like this could be an easy win for knocking a series off. If I just like got down to it, I could probably finish it in like a day or 2. So I definitely need to focus on that one. And I think that could be a nice quick win for me. Then we have the Alice in Borderland series. There are 9 books. These are a graphic novel series, so they are a pretty quick read. I've read the first 3, absolutely love them. Um, I've only owned them since like October, so it's not like they've been hanging around a long time on my shelves. But I do just need to finish those, and that could be another quick win. I mean, they take like an hour, hour and a half to read, and there's only 6 more. So, like, if I just read like 1 a day for a week or something, I would be done. So that I'm leaving on there because it's a pretty easy win. Then we have the Scholomance series by Naomi Novak. There are 3 books in the series. I've read 1. I felt kind of meh about it. I feel like it didn't, I don't know, nothing happened in the first book. So I feel like it could get better. But at this point, I'm going to mark this one as unfinished. It's not going to be a priority. I don't know if I will continue. I don't want to say I'm DNFing it yet, but like, I'm marking it as unfinished for now because I don't know if I care to continue at this point. I just kind of need to sit on it. Then we have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees by Patrick Horvath. This is another comic series. There are 6 of them. I've read the first 2. You can read them in like 15, 20 minutes. I just need to read the last 4. Like, I can dedicate an hour of time to just finishing this. I don't know why I haven't. I have them all on my Kindle. Like, I just need to do it. The Try Not to Die series by Mark Tullis. There are more books in here than I thought. There's actually 17. I thought there were only 12. I have been reading and doing videos on the series, like 1 a month. They're so much of a time investment to make those videos. Like, having to film so many clips, put them all together, do all the editing. It's a big time investment. And those videos honestly aren't doing the greatest. I think I'm going to do maybe 1 more, but honestly, I don't even know if that's worth it. And the last book kind of like, I don't know, the last 2 weren't the best. I think I'm going to mark this one as unfinished for now. I may at some point come back to it. I may get that series started again. But right now, it's just too big of a time investment, and I don't know if they're good enough to keep going. Then we have the Veiled Kingdom series by Holly Renee. There could eventually be more than 3 books. I don't know, but there will be at least 3. The first 2 are already out. The third one, comes out next year. I've read book 1. I am actively reading book 2, so that's why I have it marked off. I'm like 25% of the way in. Not loving it as much as the first one, but I'm still liking it. I'm still enjoying the story, and I'm excited to read book 3. So we're definitely keeping this one on. Then we have The Kindred Curse by Penn Cole, which is a 4-book series. I've read the first one. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I think I'm just going to leave it as in progress for now. This is definitely another one of those that's like not a priority for me. I am meeting Penn Cole in February at Romantasy Book Con, so like I want to get that first book signed at least, but I don't know. I know the series is supposed to get better as it goes, but it's definitely not one of those high priority ones for me. Another one that's probably not a high priority is the Wraith Kings series by Grace Draven. Another 4-book series. Book 4 I don't think is out yet. I read book 1, absolutely loved it. But from what I've heard, the series kind of winds down instead of getting better. So I'm like, do I just stop with book 1 and just pretend in my mind it's a standalone? The rest don't exist. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about this series as well. Although I did absolutely love book 1. I gave it 5 stars. I'm just afraid to continue and be let down, I think, is where I'm at with this. We then have the Big Shots series by Tessa Bailey, another 3-book series. Book 3 comes out next year in 2025. I read book 1. I did enjoy it. I own book 2. I need to get to it very soon. And these are all like different sports romances. They're an interconnected world, but each book follows a different like couple in this friend group. We then have the Nightfire Quartet by Nisa J. Tooley, another 4-book series that book 4 is not out yet. I read the first one. I did enjoy it. I'm going to mark it as unfinished for now because I just don't. Although I really loved it, and I think she's also a Romantasy BookCon author, so I am excited to meet her, but like, I don't know. I have so many series that like I really just need a moment to like get caught up on things. We have Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown, an 8-book series. I've read book 1 and was kind of indifferent about it, so I think this is another one that I just might mark as unfinished for now and not make it a priority. Harry Potter, I'm doing a reread of that. 7 books. I've read 1 through 3 again. Book 4 I will be reading very soon. It is on my next round of TBR takedown. So yeah, definitely will be continuing. Another Nisha J. Tooley series that is a 4-book series that I only read the first book of is Artifacts of Uranus. This one I liked more than the Nightfire Quartet, but I still don't know that I'm invested enough to continue at this point. So we're going to mark that one as unfinished for now. That doesn't mean I won't go back to it at some point. It's not a priority. Another author that will be at Romantasy-Con, Adeline Grace with the Belladonna series, 3 books. I read book 1 and did enjoy it, but it is one of those like more YA leaning series, and it's just not really been my thing lately, so I don't know. I think this is going to be another non-priority, so I'm going to mark it as unfinished. The Bill Hodges trilogy by Stephen King. It's 3 books, obviously, because it's a trilogy. I read books 1 and 2 this year, and I will definitely be getting to book 3. I did enjoy the first 2. They all follow the same detective, but following different cases in each book. And yeah, I need to finish it. The Undeniable series by Madeline Sheehan. There's slotted to be 7 books. Only the first 5 are out right now. I've read 2, and I just need to get caught up. This is a motorcycle club kind of dark romance, and I've been enjoying what I've read so far. So I do want to continue, and I do have a special edition of one of the books, so I'd like to get to it. I think it's book 4 or 5 that I have a special edition of, from a Dark and Disturbed book box. They didn't do the whole series. It was just like a book. So yeah, I would like to get to it because it is on my shelf. We then have the Wayward Children series by Shannon McGuire, 10-book series. I only read book 1. I know people love it, but I feel so behind at this point that I'm marking it as unfinished. It's not a priority for me at all. I might get to it. I might read a few more. They are quite short, but I just feel too behind, and it feels really overwhelming right now. We then have Twisted Grass Ranch by Kayla Rain and Meg Ann, and a 3-book series. I've read the first 2. I absolutely love Kayla Rain and Meg Ann. I think they write fantastic, very funny, easy to digest stories. I just need to get to book 3. I don't know why I haven't yet. Just just needs to happen so we can just be done with it and mark it off. Then we have the Hades X Persephone saga by Scarlett St. Clair, which is a 4-book series. Um, I read book 1. I know that this world in general is much bigger than 4 books. There's lots of like spin-offs from like Hades' perspective, and some are from Persephone's perspective, and like whatever. There's a lot going on with this, and I didn't really like the first one all that much. So I think we're also going to mark this as unfinished for now and not focus on it. Then we have the Your Fault series by Mercedes Ron. I found this series through the movie. It was originally written in Spanish. I think it was like a Wattpad book or something, and then it got turned into a movie and it got published, and it got published then in English, and I've been enjoying them. It's like a step brother or step sibling relationship. It is YA, but it is very dramatic. There's lots of like things going on in the world where it's not just like high school drama. It's a lot bigger than that. I just need to read the last book. Like I own it on my shelf. I just need to get to it. We have the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. I saw that last book come out. I spelled Brandon wrong. You're probably going to find that a lot because I was making this spreadsheet at like 11 at night. I've read book 1. I've been trying to read through the entire Cosmere. This is kind of where I'm at right now. There are some novellas that I need to read in between these 5 books. But book 5, man, that thing looks scary. That is like, I think it's over 1,300 pages. Like, it's big. So we'll see. It's definitely not a priority, but I don't want to say that I'm not reading it. So we're going to leave it as in progress. Shadow and Bones by Leigh Bardugo, 3-book series. I read book 1. I enjoyed it. I do want to continue. I do own them all. So yeah, we'll leave that. Hyperion Cantos by Dan Simon. Another 4-book series that I only read the first book of, but I did really enjoy it, and I recently picked up book 3 and 4. So that is a priority. I did really enjoy the like sci-fi aspect of it. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, so I feel like having this as like a little palate cleanser once in a while is like something different to read is nice. The Twisted series by Anna Huang, 4-book series. I read book 1, didn't really like it. I just read book 2 and really enjoyed it. So I will be continuing. I thought after book 2, if I didn't like it, I was going to DNF the series, but I actually ended up enjoying it. So we're going to keep going. Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, 4 books. It's not technically a series, but they're an interconnected world. I read the first 2, absolutely loved book 1. It was one of my favorites. Book 2 I still liked, but wasn't quite as emotionally invested as I was in book 1. But I own the next book, and I want to continue. So that's definitely a priority series for me. Along with the Mate Games Death series, another one by Kayla Rand and Meg Ann that is a 4-book series. I read book 1 a couple months ago, and I need to continue. Again, these are super easy, bingeable. The audiobooks are fantastic. It's an easy win for me. I need to just prioritize it. Then we have Crescent City. This is one that I will probably end up DNFing. I hated book 1, and I've just heard that book 2 and 3 don't really get any better. I think urban fantasy is just not for me. So I'm going to leave it as in progress. I'm going to try book 2. Because I own it, I didn't even pick up book 3. I don't think. Maybe I did. I can't remember now. Doesn't matter. If I don't like book 2, we're just going to DNF it and move on with life. I just can't be bothered with Sarah J. Maas anymore. I loved the ACOTAR series, but Throne of Glass has been a miss for me. Crescent City book 1 was a miss for me. I think maybe she's just not my author. I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. Sinner's Sideshow by Aidan Pierce. It's 2 books. I read book 1 with Maggie for Maggie's Books and Stuff, and we both really enjoyed it. So I just need to continue. Book 2 just came out this year, just a couple months ago. So like I'm not that behind on it, but it is out. So I do need to focus on that at some point. The Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue, 3 books. I read book 1 and felt kind of indifferent about it, so we're gonna mark this one as unfinished for now. If I need something at some point to go back to it, I will, but like I don't it's fine. It is what it is. Zodiac Academy by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. 12 books. I read the first 3. I do intend on reading more of it. I didn't like book 1 all that much, but books 2 and 3, I'm a little more invested now, and I'm excited. But also, I want to read this whole like world that they've created in order. So I'm going to be bouncing around between Zodiac Academy and the other series, just to kind of read them in the order of which like you meet the characters and which makes the most sense for the story as a whole, instead of like trying to read all of Zodiac Academy and then going to the next series and trying to figure out like where it's slotted into the story. I'm just going to read them in the suggested order that I found online. Never After by Emily McIntyre. 6-book series as of right now. I've read books 1 through 5. Book 6 recently released. I just need to get to it. I think it's a Little Mermaid retelling. The Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. Another 6-book series. I read book 1. I have all of the like hardcover special editions with like the gold sprayed edges and like the white covers with like the gold that kind of like waves across it. I do want to get to it, but I definitely need to reread book 1 because it's been so long now, and I think I'm going to mark it as unfinished at this point just because I'm pretty sure I need to start over. And I don't know that like right now is the time to do that. I also have the Crowns of Nyaxia World by Carissa Broadbent on here. This is not all the same series, but so far there are 5 books that take place in this world. I need to read the novella, and I need to read her newest one that just came out. Actually, that makes that 6 books, I think, right? Yeah, we need to add another checkbox in here. Because there is a book 2 to the new duet that's not obviously out yet because the first book just came out. So yes, I do not own the novella. I don't know that I'm going to buy it, but I'll read it on KU. I do own the first book in the new duet, and I will get to this one when it comes out. Roots of Chaos by Samantha Shannon. 2 books. I read book 2 first because it's technically like a prologue to book 1. I don't think it really matters what order you read them in. It's just in my brain. It made more sense to read it that way because both books were already out when I started this series. So I do still need to read Priory of the Orange Tree. It's just so big that it's kind of daunting to think about, but I own it and I do still really want to read it, so we're leaving it as in progress. Devil's Night by Penelope Douglas, 7-book series. I read book 1 and I did enjoy it, but I feel like at this point I'm so far behind that it's okay to mark this as unfinished, and when we can get back to it, we'll get back to it. Love Light by B.K. Borison, a 4-book series. I've read the first 2. I definitely want to continue because I enjoyed both of them. We have the Fallen Men series by Gianna Darling. It's slotted for 9 books, but book 8 and 9 are not out yet. I read book 1. I really enjoyed it. This is another Motorcycle Club dark romance, and I do really, really want to continue this. I might. I'm afraid to make this one a priority because I am so far behind, but like I did really like it. The Riley Thorne series by Lucy Score, 4 books. I read book 1. I own books 2, 3, and 4. I just need to get to them. Savage Jewels by Poppy Jacobson. 4-book series. I've read book 4. Books 2 and 3 are a part 1 and 2 of the same story, and then book 4 just came out, which follows yet another couple. Um, I'm gonna mark this as unfinished as well. I really liked book 1, but I haven't heard the best things about the rest of them. So I don't know that they're a priority. I feel bad because I am on Poppy Jacobson's street team. I did get an arc of book 4, but I haven't even read book 2 and 3 yet. And I know that Jenny from the Haphazard Book Nook read book 4, and I don't even think she finished it. She didn't like it. So I'm not expecting that I will either. So we'll leave it here, but mark it as unfinished, and we're not going to worry about it. The Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez, 3 books. I read books 1 and 2 fairly recently in the last few months, and I can't believe I slept on Abby Jimenez for so long. I loved both of those books, and I really just need to get to the third one, and I really want to read some more of her backlist. So that's another one we're keeping on there. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I recently read book 1. I just need to get to books 2 and 3. The Six of Crows series by Lee Bardugo. 2 books in this one. I've read the first one. Obviously, I need to get book 2 done. Like that's another easy win. The Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. 5 books in that one. I've read books 1 and 2. Actually very recently, just last month. So I just need to continue. I really enjoyed both of those. The Crave series by Tracy Wolf, 6 books. I just read book 1 last month as well, but I didn't like it. I'm going to give book 2 a try. If I'm not vibing, we're just going to DNF the whole thing. So I'm leaving it as in progress for now, but this could be one that just gets knocked off the list because I don't care. Rebel Blue Ranch by Lila Sage, slotted for 4 books. Book 1 through 3 are out already. Book 4 is not. I did quite enjoy book 1. It wasn't an all-time favorite, but it was still fun, and I do want to continue. Rack and Ruin by Otto Schaefer, another one that's going to be an easy win because it's only 2 books. I've already read book 1 and absolutely loved it. It's like a zombie apocalypse kind of situation. Another easy win. Killer VHS series. The author I put multiple because like the books are all written by different authors. It's 6 books. I read book 2. I think it's books 2 and 4 are like kind of a series. It's Candy King Kills and then Candy King Kills again. And those 2 are the same author and then the rest are different. But I just want to try them all. I really enjoyed Candy King Kills, and I don't know that I'll have time to get to Candy King Kills again before Christmas, but maybe that can be one I read next December. Rolling in the Deep by Mira Grant. 2 books. I read book 1. Book 2 is, I think, technically maybe supposed to be read before book 1, but I didn't know it existed. It's like a novella. It is on Audible Plus, I believe, right now, and like it's pretty short. I just need to get it done. The Four Horsemen series by Laura Thalassa. I read books 1 and 2. Books 3 and 4 I do own, but we were reading them as part of like our traveling book club with Maggie's Books and stuff and a whole bunch of other friends. And so it's just been like a long time coming series, but we all absolutely loved book 1, and I will be meeting her at Romantasy BookCon. I hope to get it signed because my copy is very special to me since like me and all of my friends read and annotated it. Like, so I just have everyone's like thoughts and opinions through it. It was a very thought-provoking book, and yeah, so definitely want to continue this. I just don't know when or how quickly I will. The Verfallen Asylum series by Beatrix Hollow. Read book 1, another one that we read with Maggie from Maggie's Books and stuff. Absolutely loved it. And then book 2, I don't know what happened. Like I meant to read it, but then like it didn't come out when it was supposed to. It was pushed back, and then I didn't know that it came out, and now all of a sudden there's also a book 3. So like I somehow went from being caught up to being very behind. So we need to remedy that. Court of Ravens by Liv Zander. I read book 1. It was very, very dark and messed up and weird. It is a 2-book series. I'm going to mark it as unfinished. because it's definitely not a priority to me, but it is something that I still might go back to at some point. The Into the Darkness series by Nevessa Allen, I'm caught up with. That is Lights Out, and then um, oddly enough, caught up is going to be book two, but I am caught up for now until that comes out. Same with Saga of the Unfaithful by Daniel L. Jensen. We're caught up there. It's a two books, read book one. Dungeons and Drama by Christy Boyce. I'm technically caught up for now, but I won't be for long because the next book comes out on December 31st. So I need to get to that one hopefully as soon as it comes out. The London Calling series by Alexis Hall, I am caught up on. I haven't heard anything about book three, but like I see it on Goodreads, but I haven't heard that it's like even in the works yet. So I don't know. For now, I'm caught up. We may or may not ever get a book three. The Ruinous Love trilogy by Brandon Weaver. This is like Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and then Scythe and Sparrow comes out this in 2025. So we'll get to that one when it comes out. But for now, we're caught up. Also caught up in Love and Galloway by Ivy Fairbanks. Morbidly Yours is book one. I think Heartstrings is book two, but that one's not out yet. So we're caught up. Also caught up in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. I think that one's slotted for 4 books. I could be wrong. Is it more now? I don't really know. But book 3 comes out in the end of January, so we'll be reading that one as soon as it comes out. I'm really excited for that. We then have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. There's 4 books and then a bunch of novellas that are like bound into one, so I just put it as 5. I read the first 3. I own book 4. I do not own the novella bind up. So that's something I want to continue. Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac and Darkmoor Penitentiary. I already talked about this when I talked about the Zodiac Academy. So these I haven't started yet, but they're part of the Zodiac Academy like world as a whole. And like I'll get to them when it makes sense to. The Swoven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi, a 3-book series. I was just gifted books 1 and 2 by Kristen from the Never Ending TBR in Kristen's Corner. So I'm really excited. I didn't even know that book 3 was out already. So apparently now I also need to get book 3, but I loved the Shatter Me series, so I'm really excited to read this one. Solo Leveling. I'm gonna butcher that name, so we're just going to ignore it. This is a graphic novel series again. There are 10 books. I actually just finished book 4 last night. I just started the series this month, and I am chugging right along. I really love these. I bought books 1 through 6 while I was out doing some Christmas shopping, and then I went to Barnes Noble again yesterday, and we bought books 7, 8, 9, and 10. My husband is also reading these. We just went to see the movie, and now we want to watch the show, but I want to finish all of the books first. So I will probably have this one knocked out by the end of December, honestly, but we'll see. The North Brothers by J.B. Salisbury. It's a 4-book series. I haven't started it yet, but we are reading book 1 for the Love and Horror Book Club this month, just next Sunday. So yeah, definitely going to be needing to continue that series. I hope. I hope I love it. Grim Bargains by Rebecca Zanetti. Book 2 is not out yet, but I just read book 1 this last week, and it was pretty good. So I am interested in continuing. It is kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Then we have Night Wind by Karina Halley. That's Ship of Bones and Teeth. I didn't absolutely love it, but I will give book 2 a try. Dreamland Billionaires by Lauren Asher. It's a 3-book series. This is one I own that's been sitting on my shelf forever, but I haven't started it, so I put it on the list. Hopefully we get to it. Same with the Irish Kiss series by Sienna Blake. That is a 7-book series. Again, I own one random book like in the middle from a Dark and Disturbed box, and so I definitely want to try the series, but like obviously I need to start at the beginning and not just jump in on book like whatever I have. I think I have book 6 or 7. Cotton Candy Massacre by Christopher Robertson, 3-book series. I own book 1. I just got it in October for my birthday, so I haven't gotten to it yet, but I do need to. The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis, 3-book series. Book 1 and 2 are out. 3 is not yet. I have not started it, but I own book 1, and I will be meeting this author in February at Romanticycon, so I'm hoping to at least get to book 1 before I go. The Diviners by Libba Bray, 4-book series. I own them all, haven't started them. Need to. Salacious Players Club by Sarah Kate, 6-book series. I own book 1, haven't read it yet, so we need to get to that. Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, another 4-book series. Haven't started it yet, but I do own book 1, so again, we got to get there. All Saints High series by L.J. Shen, another 4-book series that I own randomly book 4 of from a Probably Smut book box, I believe, and I want to check it out. The Paladin series by K. Cove, a 3-book series. I own book 1 from a Probably Smut book box, but haven't gotten to it yet. Fae and Alchemy by Callie Hart. This I know there's going to be at least 2 books. Book 1 just got traditionally published, and I do plan on reading it this month. Book 2 is supposed to come out in fall of 2025, so we'll see. The Reverse Harem Omegaverse Duology by Lola Rock. It's a duology, but it's technically 3 books because book 1 is done in a part 1 and a part 2, and I have an omnibus bind up of both of those from Probably Smut, so I would like to read them. But they are ones that I recently got, so I haven't gotten to them yet. The Hunters by L.J. Smith, another 3-book series that I own but haven't gotten to yet. Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. That one's 2 books. I own book 1 but haven't read it yet. Another one I got for my birthday. Stars and Shadows by Holly Renee, a 4-book series. They're all very short. They're like novella length. I own book 1. I just was gifted it by my friend Carissa for Christmas. We did like a little book exchange, and yeah, really, really excited to get to that one. And then Let Me In by Jessica Marin. I own a special edition of book 1, but I still haven't read it. It's just been sitting on my shelf. So another that I would like to get to. So those are all the series that I am in the midst of. So that being said, let's talk about the series that are like my priority, my top 10 series that I want to continue this year. Legacy of Gods. She's got a whole nother like book coming out that we're reading later in the year, and I want to get caught up. So that is a big priority. Zodiac Academy, along with The Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac and Darkmoor Penitentiary. There's just so many books that I really want to focus on them and try to probably not get caught up. Let's be realistic. But at least make a dent. The Roots of Chaos. So the Samantha Shannon, The Priory of the Orange Tree. This was on my 24 in 2024, and I didn't get to it. So putting it on another priority list is kind of scary to me, but like it needs to happen. I loved the first one. Well, the second one technically. It's just so big that it scares me, so I put it off, but like I could do it. Throne of Glass. Like I said, not loving it, but I only have 1 book left, and I just want to finally have it off my list. It's been looming over me for like 2 years now. It just needs to be done. The Big Shots books by Tessa Bailey. Again, I've read book 1. I plan on reading book 2 soon, and book 3 comes out this year. There's only 3 that I'm aware of, so like that will be an easy win. Make Games Death. Again, another easy win. I need to read 3 more, but they're quick, easy, bingeable, and I absolutely love the world. Then we have Crowns of Nyaxia. I need to read the novella and the newest book that just came out, so hopefully another easy win. Chestnut Springs. Like I said, I've already read the first 2, so I just need to read the last 3. And those were so easy and bingeable as well. I just really loved the world and the setting. Who knew I would like cowboy romance? But like I've been in my cowboy romance era ever since I went and saw Twisters. So thank you, Glenn Powell. Then we have the Killer VHS series, which I talked about earlier. These are all done by like different authors, but they're all like novella length, and I really, really loved Candy Cane Kills, so I'm interested to see if I'll like the rest of them. And last but certainly not least, Ice Planet Barbarians. I'm so behind in this world, but like I absolutely love it. They're such a fun time. They're a good filler book when you just need like a break from heavier things. and it's something that I'll slowly be working on all year. And then just kind of like, I put together a list of some quick wins. That is the Your Fault series. I only have one book in. Sinner's Sideshow. Also only have one. Never After series. Also need to just read one more. Part of Your World is just one more. Six of Crows. Rack and Ruin. Rolling in the Deep. Court of Ravens. I might take that one off because I think we just had a moment there in the spreadsheet where I said I wasn't going to finish it. So, yeah. Anyway, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I could finish that in like an hour. Why have I not done it? Dark Olympus, the Bill Hodges trilogy, Twisted Cross Ranch, and Alice in Borderland. I think these are all going to be very quick wins. I could probably knock this entire list off in a week. And speaking of that, I think I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel this year called Series Knockout. Not quite sure how it's fully going to work yet. I'm still like kicking around the idea, but I'm hoping to have my first episode go up towards the end of January. So keep an eye out, but it's just going to be working on these quick wins and continuing priority series and just seeing if we can really make a dent in my spreadsheet. That's my goal. One of my goals for 2025 is not to finish it, like that's unrealistic, but just to make a dent, get caught up in things, finish things off, DNF things if I need to. I don't like DNFing after only reading one book in a series. I like at least giving two books as like a chance, especially for longer series. So there's some that like I'm on the fence about right now. So if I read book 2, it's probably going to give me a good indication of whether or not I will continue. So I just want to make a dent. But yeah, this was a very long video. I apologize, but also like I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad that I like gave myself the reality check that I need to start trying to like focus on things. Let me know down in the comments below if you are like me and you start a million series and never finish them, or are you a series binger and read an entire series in like one go? I wish I could be that person, but that's not me. I don't think it ever will be me. I just have a very wide variety of things that I like to read, so it's hard for me to just like only read rom-coms for like 5, 6, 7 books in a row. I can't do it. My mood reading gets the best of me. This is only day 2 of Bookmas, so keep an eye out for the next 10 days. I have more videos coming between now and Christmas Day, so make sure you have your notifications on. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of the upcoming content. Give this video a thumbs up on your way out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!